All right, well, here we are in our slicer, and in this case, we are going to be using Bambu Studio. But what I'm about to show you really can be done in any modern slicer these days. So the first things first, let's go ahead and import the artwork in question. We're going to hit Control I, and yes, we're going to go to our desktop here, find our artwork. There it is, the Ladybug's logo. So when we import the artwork here into Bambu Studio, it's going to come in the full size. So you see here, it is um, the size that we selected in Inkscape. Now it is 10 millimeters thick, which is fine. So the first thing I like to do is I like to come over here to my Objects tab here, and I like to begin by specifying the parts of my logo. So in this case, that first piece is a backplate. And then you can see that piece is our lobster. I use my down arrow key to move on to the next part. So you see that is our ladybugs. Obviously you could skip this part, but I like doing it. And then powered by. And then that is crawfish. Text. All right, so now we have all of our bits and bobs selected. So everything but the backplate is going to be a red filament. So we're going to select everything and hit 3 on our keyboard to turn that all red, except our backplate. And all of our text is also going to be, in this case, I think I will make it 2. So we're going to come up here to scale and make sure uniform scale is not selected. And we're going to hit 2 millimeters thick. And that takes care of that. And then we will select our backplate. And usually for my height chains, I like to make those 8. Okay. So now that's what we have. So all we have to do is move all of our red bits on top of our 8 millimeter plate. And that's the easy part. So we know that all of my red bits, we'll select them all. So you select the first one and then shift click the last one. All of my red bits are 2 millimeters thick. So that's good. And it's going to sit on top of a 8 millimeter plate. So the way we have to think about this is take whatever the width is of the object, or the depth, I should say, the height. It's 2 millimeters. Cut that in half, so that's 1. Add the thickness of our back plate, that's 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. Okay, so now we go to the move tool and we can move in the Z direction, and all we have to do is just put in 9. Boom. Okay, and now there you go. So now our text is sitting on top of our 8 millimeter plate, just like we needed. All right, so you can see that looks really good. So now what we want to do is we want to place this. We're going to do a couple of different things. So let's go ahead and create a couple of plates. And we need one more actually. So we've got some options here. So what we're going to do here on our first plate is we're going to grab our assembly and copy it. So we just hit Control C, and then we're going to paste it to all of the other plates. So Control V, just make that plate active and paste it in place. Okay. So this first one, what we want to do is we want to make it into a height chain with a Cuban chain. So we'll highlight this and we'll hit Control I. And then on my desktop, I'm just going to type in Cuban. And we have this file. This was a file that I got off of MakerWorld. So if you just look for blank Cuban chain on MakerWorld, you'll find it. But we're going to import the geometry only. And we'll go ahead and click OK. And you can see, there it is. See, there is our Cuban chain. Now we do have to move our purge tower because that's in the way. But that's it. Okay. Now you could see here, I don't know, on the Cuban chain, maybe make it, I'll maybe make it red. Or we could make it black. Whatever you want to do. You could change that at will. But I'm going to leave it red, I think. There is one negative, if you will. If we go ahead and one thing that we have to do is we have to take our newly created pendant and shift control our Cuban and merge those together. So we're going to right click and merge, and those will be merged together. Let's slice this plate. I just want to show you something. So we're going to go ahead and slice it. This is a Cuban chain, and there's a lot to it. I don't know exactly how many triangles it has, but it does take a little bit to slice it. But the main thing I wanted to show you is just something to consider when you're setting up your files is we're going to look at printing the chain in red, and what that's going to do is all those initial layers, all of them are going to have color changes. So we're going to have a fair number of color changes. If we were to print the chain in black, then we're going to have far fewer color changes. And so when, if you're thinking about printing these for money, time is money, as we all well know. And so you may want to consider saying, hey, no, I just want to offer this in black only because it costs extra. So you look here, we have 35 filament color changes if we do it this way. Okay, so we can go back and let's go back to the prepare tab. Let's undo what we just did. So this is separate now from our pendant. Let's go ahead and change it to black. So we're going to hit 1, and then we're going to recombine those two together, shift control and merge. And now when we go ahead and slice our plate again, you'll see the original way we had 35 color changes, so we should have significantly fewer color changes this time. And you can see here, this only requires 9 color changes, so that is pretty significant. We dropped almost 30 color changes just by making that small adjustment. So that's just something to consider. If you're thinking about time is money, you might do. All right, so on the next one here, let's actually get rid of this. On the next, and let's move this one over, and we'll do it on this one. Okay, so on this one, we want to set up, I usually always do it this way. This is for an actual customer, so when I set up hype chains, I always do the same setup. So we have Cuban style and then regular style. So what we're going to do is we're going to import some regular links. So we'll go to our desktop here, and we will type in Jackson. Now this is another file that I found on MakerWorld, so Jackson 3D on MakerWorld, Jackson 3D on YouTube as well. So we're going to import only the geometry. So these are the links for the regular style hype chain, and we need this little ring right here, and we'll just bring that up to this plate here. So we need 2 plates of this. All right, so you would have that will give us enough links for a full-size hype chain necklace. So now we'll zoom in here. We'll take this and we'll just right click on it and center it to the plate because our logo is also centered to the plate. Okay, so then we can come down here and grab that little ring. We'll grab our move tool, and then we could just go ahead and drag it up. Now we only need enough, let's hit the very top here. We only need enough hanging out to connect another ring to. So that is really a little bit too far. So let's go ahead and just drag it down a little bit. You have to be right on it. And you could judge, yep, that's plenty of room for another ring to go on it. So now that plate is complete. And probably what you could do if you really wanted to is you could probably move this around and add enough links on this plate to have enough where you could just print those 2 plates. So now that hype chain is selected, then I always show them the keychain option. And even if the customer, this is an impulse buy, when they see it, they'll be like, yeah, that's cool. They can put it on their softball bag, or you can even personalize it on the backside. You can brandy or whatever, use it as a bag tag or whatever. So that could be kind of cool, right? What we have to do is we have to decide, first of all, how big we're going to make it. So in this case, I'm going to scale it down to 3 inches. That's what I normally use. So in this case, we are going to do uniform scale. 3 inches is roughly 75 mil. Okay, so that is keychain size. And then we have to decide where is my keychain hardware going to connect, and I think I'm going to tuck it right there. All right, so you could tuck it wherever you want, but I think I'm going to tuck it right in here. So again, I have this file. Um, I'm happy to send you this file. I mean, this is nothing for you to make, but I mean, if you don't feel like making it, you don't have to. But anyhow, we're going to hit Control I, and we're going to go to the desktop, and what we're looking for is key tag. So we'll click on desktop here, and I have a little key tag that I've already created. So there is our key tag. We're going to import the geometry only. There he is. And just like the hype chain ring, we're going to tuck it. And all we need is enough sitting out for our jump ring on our keychain hardware. See, so that is a big enough hole for our keychain, our jump ring on our keychain. So we're going to run with that. Okay, now again, just like the hype chain, we do have to select that and then shift control the main assembly and merge it in order for us to print. And then what I do is I just tuck it down here and I hit Control C, and then I just paste, 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 paste. Now I don't like the, there is an option where we can right click and you see it says fill with bed with copies, and it won't be all nice and organized like this. It'll kind of be a little sporadic. So that's why I do it this way. So what we'll do is we'll delete the one, and we'll go ahead and select all of them. My OCD brain won't let me have it any other way. So we'll center them up to the plate, and then we got enough room for our purge tower. So that is the most keychains that we're going to be able to fit. So we do want to run a slice because we want to make sure that we're happy. Let's go over here and go to global here and make sure we're using the right. So we want to use our standard, probably 2.2 layer height. We want to make sure that this tiny little text you see is powered by, I want to make sure that prints like I want it to print. So let's go ahead and slice the plate and look. This gives us a pretty good preview. So if it looks good here, it's probably going to look pretty darn good when we print it. And you can see it's very legible. So yes, this should print out just fine. Of course, we won't know until we actually do it. So I might print one out just to be doubly sure, because that text is pretty tiny. But if it looks good here in your slice preview, it's going to look good. It should look good when we print it. Now, if it doesn't look good in your slice preview, then for sure it's not going to look good when you print it. So don't send it to print. If it doesn't look like you expect it to look, it's not going to be good. All right. So anyhow, in 3 hours and 20 minutes, we could have us 8 keychains. But that is definitely something that if you show it, and even people who, like, I'm assuming this is a softball team, but if you just hand a couple around, the people that support these ladies, they could possibly use them for fundraisers. I mean, there's all kinds of things, right? So yeah, so there's definitely different marketing opportunities abound for you. But that is how you can take your Inkscape SVG and convert it into a 3D model pretty quickly and easily right here inside Bambu Studio. So that's it for this one, guys. I appreciate you watching. If you watched all the way through, until next time, thanks for watching.